Chapter 3. Take the one seat. Never before this pregnant moment in my life have I understood that meditation leads to the space of pure love. Not personal love, but universal love. To find the power of love in the heart chakra is the only way forward through the darkness descending upon us from the onslaught of fear and negativity that's perpetuated in the world around us. This chapter is about the commitment to take the one seat. Page 31, the beginning. Spiritual transformation is a profound process that doesn't happen by accident. We need a repeated discipline, a genuine training, in order to let go of our old habits of mind and to find and sustain a new way of seeing. To mature on the spiritual path, we need to commit ourselves in a systematic way. Jack Kornfield's teacher described taking the one seat as this. Just go into the room and put one chair in the center. Take the one seat in the center of the room. Open the doors and windows and see who comes to visit. You will witness all kinds of scenes and actors, all kinds of temptations and stories, everything imaginable. Your only job is to stay in your seat. You will see it all arise and pass, and out of this wisdom and understanding will come. The key message here is just selecting one practice and teacher among all the possibilities, and have a determination to stick with that practice no matter what. Up to this point, you may have been tempted by all the various spiritual practices that are available, but this is a trap. We might dig many shallow wells and never really dig deeply. And by committing to one practice, one seat, no matter what, you are and have the capacity to dig a deep well. On page 34, once we have made the outward choice among the many paths available and have begun a systematic practice, we often find ourselves assailed from within by doubts and fears, by all the feelings that have never dared experience. Eventually, all of the dammed-up pain of a lifetime will arise. Once we have chosen a practice, we must have the courage and the determination to stick with it and use it in the face of all our difficulties. This is the inward aspect of taking the one seat. Unlike the last chapter where I read mostly from the text, in this chapter I'd like to augment it with passages from Lucia Renee, the author of Unplugging the Patriarchy, a mystical journey into the heart of a new age. Lucia is a Buddhist monk and a mystic, and the book is her mystical journey. On page 49, she explains her teacher's explanation of meditation. She says, he defined meditation as the art of stopping all thoughts and all thought impressions in the mind, the complete cessation of thought. When you stop all thought, you stop your idea of who you are, and when you stop thought, you dissolve into spirit, or I would say universal love. The point of this type of meditation is to move from the physical, ego-centered body into what the ancients called the subtle body. The subtle physical body lies just outside the physical body. It is composed of millions of luminous strands of light woven together, and there are a number of different junctions where the strands of light intersect, and this is what has been known as the 7 chakras. And I find on page 51 something really quite profound that she says, that her teacher said. Initially, when you sit to meditate, you are not really meditating. You are practicing concentration. Using the classic definition, meditation begins when you are able to stop all thought in the mind. So until then, we practice. We learn to focus the mind on a single object. And soon, with this practice, you will learn to pass through the gateway of the chakra into the dimensions of light. Beyond these dimensions of light lies the ocean of nirvana. the universal self, universal love. This level, the subtle body, is also considered the psychic level. We are all born psychic or soulful, but in this age of reason, most of that has been conditioned out of us since childhood. Personally, I find meditation to be the hardest practice, spiritual practice, that I have attempted. I find myself frustrated by the thoughts that come floating by, and then the ones that I'm attached to, and I lose my concentration, and then have these fleeting moments of connection with spirit, with the universal love, universal self. And even though those moments are fleeting, it's worth every ounce of my commitment to increase that space, increase that relationship, increase that sense of surrender of ego to soul. On page 38, no matter what inner difficulty or suffering we may experience in taking the one seat and intending to all that arises with compassionate awareness. Let me say that again. Tending to all that arises with compassionate awareness, we will discover this unstoppable life force. So to commit ourselves to a spiritual practice is to awaken this force and to learn that we can trust it absolutely. We will learn a tremendous sense of wholeness and abundance arises within us. Now for the meditation. Let your body be seated comfortably in your chair or on your cushion. Take a posture that's stable, erect, and connected with the earth. Sit as the Buddha did on his night of enlightenment with great dignity and centeredness, sensing your capacity to face anything that arises. Let your eyes close and let your attention turn to your breathing. Let your breath move freely through your body. Let each breath bring a calmness and an ease. As you breathe, sense your capacity to open in body, heart, and mind. Open your senses, your feelings, your thoughts. Become aware of what feels closed in your body, closed in your heart, closed in your mind. Breathe and make space. Let the space open so that anything may arise. Let the windows of your senses open. Be aware of whatever feelings, images, sounds, and stories showing themselves. Notice with interest and ease all that presents itself to you. Continue to feel your steadiness and connectedness to the earth as you have taken the one seat in the center of life and opened yourself to an awareness of its dance. As you sit, reflect on the benefit of balance and peace in your life. Sense your capacity to rest unshakably as the seasons of life change. All that arises will pass away. Reflect on how joys and sorrows, pleasant events and unpleasant events, individuals, nations, even civilizations arise and pass away. Take the one seat of Buddha and rest with a heart of equanimity and compassion at the center of it all. Sit this way, dignified and present, for as long as you wish. After some time, still feeling centered and steady, open your eyes. Then let yourself stand up and take some steps, walking with the same centeredness and dignity. Practice sitting and walking in this fashion, sensing your ability to be open, alive, and present with all that arises on this earth. Thank you.